This is Andrew Wicklund from Project Risk Consultants. We go over the reports menu in Primavera Risk. We look at Primavera Risk usually as a 7-step process. So I'm not going to go into each one of these charts right now because we've got a module for each chart. Instead, right now, what I'm going to go into is kind of how we would use these, which ones are the important charts, etc. So you'll notice you've got about 10 charts or so up here. The two that you'll always use for any risk analysis are the distribution graph or the confidence level histogram and the tornado graph. Equally important, or maybe even more so, is the distribution analyzer, which is going to allow you to play what-if scenarios and show curves generated in the distribution graph side by side. So I could show before and after mitigation scenarios. I could show plans that we ran different months to see how things have slipped and things like that. The scatter plot is going to show, much like a distribution graph would show, a probability or confidence level for cost or schedule or resources. The scatter plot actually shows a confidence level for hitting cost and schedule at the same time. So each dot on the scatter plot will represent one iteration or one simulation of the project from a cost and schedule standpoint. Then you've got probabilistic cash flow, so you can actually see the time phasing of either how the cost in general or how individual resources were burnt over time. You've got a summary risk report, a criticality path report, and a couple of these that will come out in Microsoft Word. Gives you an overview, or it'll show you different critical paths and how things switched. Some of that information you can get through the tornado graph or the different graphs, but those will kind of put it for you in a format where you might be able to take that report and just hand it to somebody. So definitely the two reports that you'll use most often are the distribution graph and the tornado graph once you get to kind of that step 7 of the schedule reporting process. The compare plans option at the bottom is similar to Claim Digger from, if anyone familiar with Primavera P6. Claim Digger shows all the differences between two projects. So if I gave you a file this month and next month, you could run that compare plans to see the differences. So below where this distribution graph is, most of that's going to be step 7 of your risk process. So step 4, 5, and 6 were in the risk menu. Step 7 is in this menu. Step 3 is also in this menu here when you're looking at running a schedule check report. We'll have modules that go in detail on what every check is, how to run it, what all the things mean, and which ones are important flags and which ones are there just to kind of highlight things that may or may not be off. So we'll have modules in depth on that. But the last two modules we've gone over are the reporting menu. Step 3 is right here, the schedule check. Step 4, you've got your uncertainty options, your risk register, then running the analysis, and then you jump down to step 7. So really steps 3 through 7 are all in the report and the risk menu. So those first two steps revolve around the imports. Almost everything else, you never have to leave these two menus. So don't let this product get too intimidating. Don't let it feel too complicated, because at the end of the day, you're only going to hit these two menus most of the time.